Have you ever had that feeling of waking up, opening your eyes, and before your feet even touch the floor, realizing you're already running behind on your own life? Your phone starts vibrating, messages pop up. You think about work, bills, chores, and the people who need you. And suddenly your day has begun, before you've even chosen how you wanted to live it. But what if the problem isn't the sheer volume of things you need to do? What if it lies in the way you start your morning? In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 9 simple habits to practice before work. Habits that don't require waking up at 5 a.m., meditating for an hour, or turning your routine into an impossible-to-maintain ritual. You'll learn how to protect your attention, manage your energy, and prepare your mind to start work without carrying the morning's chaos along with you. And the first step takes less than 2 minutes. Before anything else, I want you to understand one thing. If your mornings have been chaotic, if you wake up tired, automatically reach for your phone, or feel like you're constantly playing catch-up with your day, it's not your fault. Don't blame yourself. You've likely spent too much time trying to function in an environment that demands your attention every single moment. You wake up, and there are already messages waiting for replies, news stories waiting for your reaction, and tasks waiting for your decisions. It's like waking up in a room where everyone is talking at once. And you try to think, you try to remember, you try to decide, you try to be productive. But before you've even gotten out of bed, your mind is already exhausted. That doesn't mean you're weak or disorganized. It just means you might be starting your day by giving your attention to everything except yourself. And today, we're going to change that. Habit 1. Don't give your first attention to your phone. The first thing you do in the morning might seem small, but it can set the mental tone for the rest of your day. If you wake up and immediately check messages, social media, news, or emails, your attention ceases to be a choice and becomes a reaction. You haven't even gotten out of bed yet, but you are already responding to the world. And there is a huge difference between starting the day by asking, "What do I want to do?" and starting by asking, "What is expected of me?" Do you know why that matters? Because your attention is a limited resource. If the first information that enters your mind consists of problems, notifications, and demands, you start the morning in reactive mode. That's why the first habit is simple. Don't touch your phone for the first 20 or 30 minutes after waking up. You don't need to turn this into a rigid rule. Start with 10 minutes. The goal isn't to avoid technology. It's to remind your brain that you are still capable of choosing where your attention goes. Habit 2. Drink water before seeking stimulation. Now, do something even simpler. Leave a glass or bottle of water ready the night before. When you wake up, before diving into notifications, drink some water. Your body has gone several hours without fluids, and starting the morning by tending to a basic need is a concrete way to prioritize your body over information overload. Don't expect a glass of water to magically transform your productivity. The value lies in the behavioral significance. You've just woken up, and instead of seeking external stimulation, you've addressed an internal need first. It seems like a small thing, but that is how a morning begins to change. Tomorrow, leave a bottle of water by your bed. When you wake up, don't pick up your phone. Sit up, breathe, drink the water slowly, and spend a few seconds without consuming any information. That's it. You've just shaped the first few minutes of the day without letting someone else choose what occupies your mind. And there is something even more powerful you can do before leaving the room. Habit 3. Make your bed. Make your bed. Not because a perfectly made bed will solve your life's problems, but because completing a small task first thing in the morning creates tangible proof of action. You didn't start the day just thinking about what needs to be done. You actually did something. That distinction matters. When you turn an intention into concrete action, even a small one, you begin to build a sense of capability. The message is simple. I started. And that might be exactly what you need. Not more motivation, not more videos, not more planning, but the first small proof that you can take action. Second concept. Don't start the day rushing now. Think of your morning as a racetrack. If you start by speeding off immediately, your body might move fast, but your mind doesn't necessarily keep up. You skip coffee, you look for your keys, you answer messages, you think about the meeting, you remember a forgotten task, you open your computer, and before you know it, work has begun. But you never had a moment to truly arrive at the day. It is possible to be awake and yet not present, and this is where the next 3 habits come in. Habit 4, move your body for 5 to 10 minutes. You don't need to do a full workout. You don't need to run. You don't need to lift weights. Walk around the house, do some stretching, do a few squats, step outside for some fresh air, or simply move your body for a few minutes. The goal is to signal a transition. You are moving from a state of rest into a state of action. And there is an important question here. Why try to solve a problem mentally while your body is completely still? Sometimes you don't need to think more. You need to get moving first. Habit 5. Natural light before work. Now, seek out natural light. Open the window, step out onto a balcony. Take a walk outside for a few minutes. Let your eyes take in the ambient light. It's a simple signal that reaches your brain effortlessly. Light, movement, presence. Your body understands these messages long before you need to explain them. If this resonates with you, please hit the like button. You don't need to pause the video to do it right now, but if you think this kind of content could help someone who tends to start their day on autopilot, consider subscribing to the channel. Now let's move on, because the next habit is one that can completely change the way you start your workday. Habit 6. Choose a single priority. Before opening emails, messages, and endless to-do lists, ask yourself, if I could complete just one important thing today, what would it be? Pick one, not 5, not 10. 1. That doesn't mean you'll only do one task all day. It means identifying what deserves your best energy. The prefrontal cortex is involved in processes like planning, decision-making, and attention control. When you start the day trying to juggle dozens of priorities in your head, you increase your cognitive load. It's like trying to carry 15 shopping bags with 2 hands. You can walk, but everything becomes much harder. Choosing a single priority means putting some of those bags down. Grab a piece of paper. Before starting work, write, today, if I finish just one important thing, fill in the blank. Then start writing below. The first step is chite. Don't write out the entire project. Write down the first step, because vague goals drain energy. Specific actions create momentum. Third concept, the morning doesn't have to be perfect. Now we come to the most important part. You might be thinking, but I can't do all of that every day. And you're right, you don't have to. That is one of the biggest traps in personal development. Turning simple habits into a routine so complex that it becomes yet another source of guilt. The intention here isn't to create a perfect morning. It's to create a morning with direction. You can do some of these habits. You can adapt them. You can start with 2. You can fail tomorrow and start over later. What matters is that you stop believing a routine only works when executed perfectly. But there is something almost no one tells you about morning productivity. The most important habit might be the one you practice before starting any task. It's learning not to start work carrying the weight of things that haven't happened yet. You don't need to resolve a meeting before it takes place. You don't need to mentally answer a message you haven't even received yet. You don't need to live through all the day's difficulties in advance. Your brain tries to predict problems to protect you, But when that prediction becomes constant, you start suffering over events that don't exist yet. It's like carrying an open umbrella inside the house because it might rain later in the day. Habit 7. Take a minute of silence before starting work. Sit for a minute. Do nothing. Don't consume content. Don't plan. Just breathe. Observe your thoughts without trying to resolve them all. If a worry arises, notice it. If a task comes to mind, notice it. If anxiety arises, notice it. You don't have to immediately obey everything that pops into your mind. This minute teaches a profound skill. A thought is not a command. You can notice a worry without feeding it. You can feel discomfort without running away from it. You can have an idea without abandoning what you were doing. That is presence. Now look at your workspace. Is there anything there that steals your attention? A TV left on, dozens of open tabs, pop-up notifications, clutter scattered around, your phone within arm's reach. You don't need to turn your desk into a minimalist temple. Do just one thing: remove the most obvious distraction. Put your phone away, close unnecessary tabs, keep only what you need to get started on your desk. Your environment acts as an extension of your memory. When everything competes for your attention, you have to spend energy choosing what to ignore. When the environment is simple, certain decisions disappear. And mental energy is exactly what you want to preserve for what truly matters. Habit 9. Dive into work without starting with the easiest task. This last habit might seem strange, but give it a try. Whenever possible, don't start your day automatically by checking messages, notifications, or tackling the easiest tasks. Start with the priority you defined beforehand. Why? Because the first few hours of your day shouldn't be completely surrendered to other people's demands. If you start by responding to everything that comes in, your day ends up being organized around other people's urgency. You become excellent at reacting, but you keep putting off what you really needed to build. So before opening your inbox, look at that priority and ask yourself, what is the first move I can make right now? Then make just that move. Now notice how it all fits together. You don't start the day with your phone. You hydrate your body, make the bed, move your body, get some natural light, choose a priority, take a minute of silence, organize your space, and start your work with what truly matters. 9 actions. But in truth, there is only one idea behind them all. Before responding to the world, come back to yourself. Because a conscious morning doesn't mean a slow morning. It means an intentional morning. You don't need to control everything that will happen today, but you can control the way you step into the day. And I want you to do one thing tomorrow. Don't try to implement all 9 habits at once. Choose just 3: water, movement, and a priority. Before touching your phone, drink some water, then move your body for a few minutes. Next, grab a piece of paper and write down the one thing that really needs to move forward that day. 3 actions, a few minutes, no perfectionism, and do this for 7 days. Then observe. Don't look for a cinematic transformation, look for small changes. Perhaps you'll simply feel that the day has finally begun within you, rather than being imposed from the outside. And maybe that is the true goal. Not waking up earlier. It's not about being more productive. It's not about turning your life into a performance machine. It's about reclaiming a few minutes that belong exclusively to you. Because when you start the day in reaction mode, you spend hours trying to regain control. When you start with intention, you carry that feeling with you. Your morning doesn't have to be perfect, it needs to be yours. So tomorrow, before you give your attention to the world, pause, breathe, drink some water, move your body, choose one important thing, and get started. If you've made it this far, I'd like to propose a simple commitment. Write in the comments, I start my day for myself. Don't just write it to boost engagement. Write it if this is a decision you truly want to try out. And if you know someone who wakes up every day, already tired, overwhelmed, and racing against the clock, share this video with them. Maybe they don't need another complicated technique. Maybe they just need to hear that it's possible to start differently. Subscribe to the channel to join me on this journey of habits, mental clarity, discipline, and a more conscious life. Tomorrow, when you open your eyes, the whole world will be waiting for something from you. But before you respond to the world, come back to yourself, because the first few minutes of the morning seem too small to matter. And yet, they can teach your brain one of the most powerful lessons you can learn. I choose where I place my attention. You don't have to change everything today. Start small. Start in silence. Start tomorrow. Thank you so much for breathing, learning, and finding stillness with me today. Stay conscious, and I'll see you in the next video.